Good day, everyone. It's Myrdith Leon-McCormack for World Bride Magazine, and I am here with a very special person for two reasons. One, she's a fitness wellness guru in the industry that happens to be getting married. Laura, how are you, beloved?
I'm doing well. It's Friday. I'm happy to be here. Life is good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very good. We met during New York Luxury Bridal Fashion Week at some shows, and I just fell in love with your spirit, and I liked your style a lot too. You were giving me that
Thank you.
chic, sexy,
Thank you.
kind of thing going on.
I'll take it. I'll take it. That's high praise.
So, tell us your full name, the name of your company, and what do you do in the title that goes with it?
Of course, I'm Laura Girard. I'm a certified personal trainer. I'm a nutrition coach. I'm a pre postnatal specialist. I've been working in the fitness industry for over 8 years now. And what I spend my time doing is that I host an online fitness studio called the Energy Academy,
Hmm.
where I teach people the basics of strength training because I'm any way you like to move, I love that for you. I think we should all be embracing movement in a
Hmm.
way that makes us feel good. But in terms
Hmm.
of longevity and in
Hmm.
terms of your health, strength training is like the ultimate thing that you can do. But not everyone wants to make it their special interest and their
Hmm.
full-time homework project to figure out how to do it well. So
Right.
that's where I come in.
That's fantastic. Now, we're in the wedding business, and fashion is probably the biggest component. The flowers, the fashion, and the venue, and then your honeymoon. How I notice that people are always looking to lose weight to get into the dress. What tips do you have for brides to make it a lifestyle rather than, hey, this is what I want to do for the day?
I think it's important to remember that any end result that you are looking for from incorporating fitness into your life, you're only going to be able to hold on to that result as long as you can hold on to the habits that it took to get there. So I teach from a slightly different lens because as a fitness coach, I don't talk about weight loss with my clients at all. I think it's an overrated goal. I think it's uh, not so much the role of exercise insofar as we've tied them in together in our minds. But that being said, a lot of people want to lose weight for their weddings. Obviously, we live in a world that really privileges and incentivizes thinness. So, the thing I would encourage people to focus on, whatever your fitness goals are figuring out something that you like to do, that you can do long term, that is going to fit in with your life the way it is right now. Because if it's, uh, you know, 3 month sprint, you're never going to be able to keep up with that. What is the thing that will be doable and maybe even like a little bit appealing to you when things get busy, when you are coming back from sickness, when you have an additional responsibility or something goes wrong in your life? Because that's going to be most of the time. Like wedding planning is very, very stressful. This is not the time to also put a bunch of stress on your body. And exercise can be a great stress reliever. It can really help you manage a stressful time and it can, help you feel more embodied and more ready to enjoy that time. But if you are going from 0 to 100 movement wise, and you're also eating less than you would be, and you're also freaking out about what you're gonna quote unquote achieve for this one day to make you worthy of being a bride, you're never going to enjoy your time. And you're also never going to find a sustainable routine that works for you.
I agree with you 1,000,000% because everybody just focuses on, I'm going to rush and I'm going to do everything. But then it becomes so stressful. Instead of losing weight, they gain weight. They start eating for comfort. And then now we created a mess. So that's one of the things that we try to encourage our brides not to do. Focus on turning it into a lifestyle rather than this one day rush for a one day event. So,
Mm-hmm.
how does someone hire you for lifelong training in opposed to the moment of? How do we go finding you and hiring you?
Well, I no longer do private training, and there are a few reasons why. First of all, because it's a big ticket item, right? If you're a personal trainer and you're working one on one with somebody in a coaching capacity, that's there are only so many people you can work with at a time. I live in New York City. My travel time is limited. That becomes a very expensive investment for people, which is part of the reason that I created my online membership so I could reach more people right where they are and hopefully in a way that's a little more budget friendly. The classes that I teach are built like personal training, which if you've never worked with a personal trainer before, it's going to be a little less like when you
Fantastic.
show up to a group class and you're doing some random workouts that are going to be really hard and make you sweat, make you tired. If you were working with a personal trainer to learn about strength training, weightlifting, resistance training, whatever your specialty is, you're going to be focusing on the same basic movement patterns. So not only can you feel yourself getting stronger week after week, you also become a little smarter about moving your body, which, sometimes you'll be able to train more, sometimes you'll be able to train less. The physical results tend to ebb and flow over the course of your lifetime, but getting smarter, I call it brain gains, you get to keep that forever. Once you learn that, no one can ever take that away from you. So becoming a smarter mover and a smarter athlete as you train your body helps you be able to navigate the ebbs and flows of life a little bit better with your own fitness routine. But so the way I train people, we focus on a progressive program. We learn the basics of weightlifting. We focus on the same moves for a month and then we switch it up so it stays fun. And we do it all in 2 sessions a week for 30 minutes each. And I train people all over the world because it's all online.
And now, I love that. You just answered my question. So are you limited to just the region, New York region, or but you're like it's online,
I
so
have
you can hire me all over.
My studio is called the Energy Academy, and I call it like TEA, so I call all my members the team. And we have team members on 5 continents, which I'm very proud of. Lots of different time zones.
So now you're getting married. How do you train yourself? How do you, while keeping how you balance really is a question. How do you train yourself, stay healthy, plan your wedding, and keep up with your clients?
Well, I train along with my clients because I'm teaching class online. It's not just me telling people what to do, I'm also doing the workout with them. And normally, because, when I'm teaching class, not only am I doing the workout, but I also have to still have my full brain power turned on because I'm talking people through 6 different versions of a move they could do. And we're troubleshooting as we go and we're talking about form. And I need to have the breath control to talk through all of that. So I tend to like to train outside of that a little bit, also because I think it's fun. That's how I got into this business in the first place. But I like to be a little bit stronger than the workouts I'm teaching so that I can be fully present for my clients. But actually, this past year, my personal gym that I was going to shut down. So I was only doing the workouts I was teaching for a while.
Wow.
And,
Wow.
I try not to like diminish my own efforts, but I was kind of surprised that even without extra training and just following the Energy Academy team training program, I'm in the best shape I've ever been because most people are doing, if they get into strength training, if they get into the gym, we tend to go 0 to 100 and do way too much too soon. And what we need is like sensible muscle building, sensible cardio training to keep our bones and our joints and our body healthy. You don't need to really, really overload it. So I've been incorporating a little bit more high intensity cardio just for fun because it's a stressful time and I'm finding that that's helping me manage my stress. And I have some personal goals, like I'm working towards getting my pull-ups back. But other than that, I'm training with the Energy Academy.
I love that. I love everything that you're saying. And um, food has a lot to do with it also. It's just can't be exercising because if I'm not an exercise person, um, how how do I start small with just my eating habits? Would you recommend, hey, my diet also impacts any of the result that you're suggesting?
Absolutely. I mean, food and what we consume has a huge impact on how we feel. I don't, I'm am a certified nutrition coach, which is like the lowest barrier to entry thing, mostly just so I can talk to my clients about like what the current science shows us about what we should be doing. But I don't give out a lot of nutrition advice because I'm not a registered dietitian and it is so complicated. So, all that being said, if you are looking to dial in on your nutrition, which has a big impact on how you feel, has a big impact on your energy levels, and does also have a much bigger impact on your body composition than your workouts do, although genetics play the biggest role. What I like to ask people to focus on is what you can add in rather than taking away. Because I think we face a lot of fear mongering. People go to the internet for information, and then it's this thing's trying to kill you, or this thing is poison, or this
Yes,
thing is.
I get a
You,
list of it, a list of don't eat this, 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 and I'm like, we're not going to eat at all.
yeah. If you followed what everyone said, you'd eat nothing but air. And also, like, water is poisonous in a high enough dose, right? So I try not to go 0 to 100 with anything. But a lot of people run the risk of underfueling when they get excited about fitness. And so they start cutting things out at the same time. And it's important to remember that your body needs food to function. Even if you were just lying down still all day, not doing anything, your brain and your heart and your nervous system and your lungs all require calories and carbs to keep you functioning. So you cannot expect yourself to function and feel your best if you are not eating food. And a lot of us aren't eating as much as we think we are. We don't eat all day and then we go, oh my gosh, I binged at night. I ate so much. I was so bad. Let me not eat the next day. And it's a vicious downward cycle. But your body can handle food. And especially if you are active, you need protein, but you also really need carbs to keep you going because your muscles need energy to do
Absolutely.
their job. You can't get that out of nowhere.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. So, when should people start focusing on weight training or body training, I should say? It's more body training, not about weight training. Um, as when they're trying to plan their wedding, I wouldn't suggest like you decide like, oh, 3 months before your wedding, because that's way too much shock on your body, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it should be something that they should do all the rest of their life. It has to be something that they stay committed to. So if it's, hey, I can do this 2 days a week for the rest of my life, I'm gonna start this way. But to binge on just working out, and I'm gonna change my diet just till I get, in the dress, and after the wedding, I'm gonna go back to my unhealthy living. I would not
Mm-hmm.
suggest that, but we should all start somewhere, ultimately.
I think it's never too soon and it's never too late. I know I just turned 30, and so I've started being subjected to the you lose 10% of your muscle mass every year until, and the truth is that yes, I wish people picked up weights as soon as possible. I wish people felt less fear about starting. I wish there was more accessible, good, sensible guidance out there, which is why I do what I do. But also, there have been very, very high quality studies where 80-year-olds were given access to strength training for the first time and made huge adaptations. The body continues to be able to adapt and get used to incredible things over the course of your lifespan. So you haven't done something wrong if you haven't gotten into this yet. It's never too late.
I agree.
However, when you're starting something, it's also a good idea to start slow, to take teeny tiny baby steps, which are often much smaller than we think, because the vision of fitness that we are exposed to on the internet is very extreme. You have to remember that when people are making fitness content, fitness is their interest and their skill, and that's how they got into that. You, as a civilian who probably has other things that you are passionate about in your life and doesn't want this to consume 100% of your waking thoughts, but maybe would like to experience the benefits of a higher level of fitness, things like knowing what to do, knowing what you're going to wear, getting used to going into a gym space and being around other people, knowing what parts of your body are called. Lots of people don't know basic anatomy and where their muscles are. So if someone says, hey, let's do a quad dominant squat, that's like 6 new things you just learned. So I think that if you are in the wedding prep and planning process, because that is already a mentally stressful time, I would focus on one thing. If you are not doing any kind of movement at all, let's get moving. That can be a walk, that can be a YouTube video that's a follow along dance. Maybe if you're up for
Absolutely.
it, that
Absolutely.
could be strength training, but that would be a great time to work with a private trainer, do
Mhm.
a semi private program like mine, do something that is going to give you some guidance so you can just show up and do the work and you don't need to focus on also making all the decisions. If that was the only thing you were focusing on, maybe it would be a great time to build from the ground up and get really smart about your own programming, what you would like to do, and very specific goals. But for right now, if you're incorporating that, let's not overlook how many steps there are between me doing nothing and me having a perfect, self sustaining, challenging fitness program. And let's dial it back.
That's great points that you made. Absolutely great points. I started swimming during the pandemic
Mm-hmm.
because of that. I wasn't moving as much as I was when we were out every day, but I had to do something to move, so I ended
Mm-hmm.
up going swimming. So I think it's a perfect point that you made. Find something that you can manage to do. And I ended up for 5 years going swimming every day for 30 minutes on my lunch break, learned how to swim,
Amazing.
exercise, and it just fulfilled everything. It was my stress relief. It was that thing that for 30 minutes, I didn't have access to the phone because I was underwater. So
Yes.
it was like, oh, fantastic.
Isn't it
30
amazing what a
minutes.
huge difference that makes?
Oh my goodness, it was the
Yeah.
best thing. 30 minutes, that's all it took. So I can't thank you enough for just these wonderful tidbits in this conversation. I think there's so much more. I would like to see how I can get our readers and viewers to follow you and take some of your classes if you have some sessions or anything going on. So can you please provide us with your information where the readers can find you, follow you, book you for a consultation, and group sessions for whatever it is that's happening in your life?
I would literally love nothing more. Again, I'm Laura Girard. It's I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube. My group membership program is called the Energy Academy. It starts at $25 a month. That gets you our entire training program, and then we have a higher tier where you get a little more access to me, you get some fun extras, whatever. But my goal is always to keep it as affordable as possible. If that's not affordable right now, I also put a lot of free workouts on YouTube, including some sessions directly from the Energy Academy, so you can get a sense of what that training is like and you're not going in blind. You can search my name, Laura Girard, Girard, and then I'm Laura.Girard on Instagram and LC Girard on TikTok. But if you find me somewhere, you can pretty much find me everywhere. Oh, and I also have a podcast if you like chatting about this stuff. It's called Fit Literate. You can find it wherever podcasts are sold.
That's amazing. Congratulations and thank you so much for your time. We're definitely going to share this all with our readers, so don't worry about all that content, the contact information. Thank you, and I invite you and anything World Bride Magazine can do for you, please let us know, and we would love to share with our readers your beautiful journey. So we want them to follow you on Instagram because we saw your beautiful engagement pictures. They were gorgeous.
Thank you,
Beautiful.
Meredith. Thank you so much for having
Congratulations.
me and for talking to me
Absolutely.
today.
Absolutely. So there you have it, everyone. That is the Laura, the fitness guru that's going to help you get ready for your wedding and the rest of your life because she herself lives it. So until the next time, à tout à l'heure. Bye bye.